So last night was the 16th and final episode of Breaking Bad Season 5, and not only the season finale, but also the series finale. Breaking Bad is no more. And it's safe to say, I think the genuine consensus is that it left with a fucking bang. No questions really unanswered. A lot of things tied up. It wasn't a Sopranos type of ending where it's, I wonder what happens after the camera stops rolling. No, they did everything they could to tie up all loose ends and to send the fans home happy, and I think they did do that and more. I thought this was a great fucking finale. You know, this episode had so much hype going into it. Season 5, the second half of Season 5, has gotten so much attention and so much acclaim. Just look at the ratings, the television ratings. I mean, before this, Breaking Bad was lucky if it was getting in the 2.5s, but last night's finale, when it was just getting 2.5s a year ago, this show, last night's finale got a 10.3. That's an almost 8 fucking million jump, and that's a lot due to Netflix, a lot due to how great the show is and people telling their friends to watch and word of mouth. And, you know, so there's a lot of eyes on this, a lot of pressure, because everybody now expects Breaking Bad to be nothing short of greatness, and I think last night pulled it off. The series finale pulled it off. I was not upset with anything about it. It was a joy to watch. It was just your emotions running high, very invested, got you pumped up on adrenaline. It was everything you want from a great TV series finale. So let's just talk about the episode really quick. So it kicks off, Walt escapes from New Hampshire and he drives back to Albuquerque. And a lot of people were saying that he was going to use the ricin on the Schwartzes, and I was like, no, why would he do that? Why would he kill the Schwartzes? There's no reason for him to kill them. They're not a big part of the story. It was just to use them to drive him back to being Heisenberg. And then eventually they show him following the Schwartzes. I'm like, holy shit, he actually is going to kill them. But he doesn't kill them. He does something even better. Something Heisenberg-esque, classic fucking Heisenberg. So he brings them $920,000. All of the cash he has left after Jack stole all the other money that he had, and he had to pay off the guy to make him disappear and all that. So all the cash that Walt has left, he leaves in the Schwartz's house, and he tells them that on his son Walt Jr.'s 18th birthday, they are going to give it to him in a trust fund to make it look like they're helping Walt Jr. out because they know he's a victim. So that's his way of getting the money to Walt Jr. because there's no other way his family will take the money if they think it's his. So very fucking intelligent thing. The only thing is, you know, why would the Schwartzes stick to their word? You know, Walt is talking like he's going to die soon. The Schwartzes don't have to stick to their word, and then he, one-ups them, and he, all of a sudden you see two fucking lasers pointing at the Schwartzes' fucking hearts. And it was just a holy shit fucking moment. And he says, with $200,000, I hired the top 2 hitmen, and they'll be watching you everywhere you go. If you do not give the money within a second, your life could be over. Just genius fucking Heisenberg. And then it's revealed to be Skinny Pete and Badger with just little lasers, not guns. That was fucking fantastic. You know, those are 2 fan favorites, and I'm glad we got to see them in the finale, and they played a pretty big part in that way. So that's good shit. And then they tell Walt that Walt learns from them that Jesse is still cooking the blue Heisenberg stuff. Then we get Walt. He goes to see Skyler, and this was just an unbelievable fucking scene from start to finish. Skyler's talking on the phone to Marie, and Marie says, Walt's back in town, just be careful. If you see him, call me or call the police or whatever. And it looks like she's alone. But there's like a pillar in the fucking kitchen, and then the camera moves slightly, and you see Walter standing there the whole fucking time. It was just one of those little things that Breaking Bad always does with each episode. Great fucking cinematography, great directing choices, just great stuff. And so yeah, Walt and Skylar are talking, and he's saying that this is probably this is the last time that she's gonna see him and all this, and basically asking for forgiveness without actually asking, just seeing his wife one last time. And the actors played this beautifully. You felt bad for them, even though they've been through all this shit, and their relationships have been tested so much. You feel bad for them as a couple that they are husband and wife after all, even though all this crazy shit is happening. They are husband and wife, and they are being torn apart with this. And he says he's gonna do something tonight that is gonna be final and all that. And he says that he gives her the coordinates of where he buried his money, where Hank and Gomez are. He gives that to her and says, "When I leave here, call the police, tell them I stormed in here and I gave you this so that you could give this to them, so they'll find Hank and Gomez, and that'll be a way of them letting Skylar off the hook." So he's trying to tie up all loose ends before he goes, just like the show itself is trying to tie up all loose ends before it goes away from TV. And he looks at Holly one last time. Great fucking scene. And then it all culminates in the last setting, the last scene, the last 15 minutes. So, actually there's some stuff before this. The ricin, I forgot to talk about that. The ricin, if we find out that the ricin was actually for Lydia, he puts into her stevia packet. He goes to meet up with Lydia and Todd. They don't realize that he was there. He just goes to their table and he gives her the ricin through the stevia packet. He makes it look to Todd that he wants to talk to Jack about doing new business. So gives off the ricin to Lydia there. Then we get to the part where he's at Denny's he gets the M60. And we see him making some type of invention with it, where he uses a little car alarm, and it's like this M60 is hooked up to this thing where it manually moves it by itself. So this crazy invention that he does, and we're like, what is this going to be used for? This is going to be sick. So he drives up to Jack's crew's place, and he has the M60 in the trunk and the little red car alarm for it, which triggers it. So they take his keys and wallet, and then they bring him in, and then Walt's all like, I want to do new business with you and all that, and then Jack's like, it's not going to happen, and then he gives his men orders to kill off Walt. So, shit's starting to look scary, and then Walt's like, you didn't even kill Jesse for me, he's just your partner now. And then Jack takes offense to this, Walt saying that Jesse is his partner. And he tells them to bring up Jesse to show Walt how much of a partner Jesse is. But this is a thing by Walt to just stall time. And then they bring up Jesse while they're not looking. Walt grabs the car alarm and he has it in his hand. And then he attacks Jesse. I'll get into it. They're both on the ground wrestling, fighting. And then he triggers off the car alarm. And the M60 pops out the trunk and just sprays the whole fucking house with bullets. All of Jack's fucking crew are getting fucking plugged with these fucking bullets from the M60 in the trunk. Just, triggered by Walt's little fucking invention. Great fucking scene. I was screaming at my TV in happiness and euphoria. I jumped out my fucking seat. It was just a huge fucking release after all this tension, all this shit happening. Finally, these motherfucking Nazis go down. All of them are dead pretty much. Walt and Jesse are on the ground. Jack is still kind of alive. Todd didn't get hit with any shots. But finally, Jesse gets one fucking break and he strangles Todd to death with his own fucking chains. Awesome, awesome shit. Walt goes up to Jack and Jack is all like, don't you want to know where all the money is left? And Walt just fucking shoots him in the head. He doesn't give a shit anymore about the money, He has all the money he needed. He said in the first episode, all he needs is $737,000 to make sure his family is provided for. They have $920,000. That is enough. And then Walt gives Jesse the chance to kill him. He says, "You can do it." He shows that he's wounded. Walt must have taken a bullet. And Jesse says, "No, you do it yourself." And Jesse drives away. They kind of acknowledge each other. You know, they leave on as good terms as possible. Jesse drives away. Where he's going, you know, who knows? Maybe he'll pick up rock and they'll get a new life somewhere. And Walt goes to the meth lab in Jack's little spot, and he dies there while the cops go to see whatever the fuck happened. So Walt dies in his meth lab, and that is the end of Breaking Bad. Walt goes out like a hero, even though in the beginning of the season it seemed like he was becoming a fucking villain. You know, just a great episode. And, you know, what I loved was Walt and Jesse teaming up one last time. Now, I don't know if from the beginning of when he went to Jack's house, this was his plan to free Jesse. But once he saw that Jesse was being treated like a slave and beaten and broken down, it was just so great the way he took Jesse down to keep him away from the fucking bullet spring. And he literally took a bullet for Jesse because a bullet hit Walt. And, you know, if Walter wasn't on top of Jesse, making believe he was fighting him, you know, Jesse could have been killed. And then he gives Jesse the opportunity, if he wants to kill him for all the shit that Walter's put him through. Finally, you know, acknowledging Jesse. And then Jesse says, you know, I think Jesse has just been through so much shit in these past few months when he's been locked up and thrown away, watched Andrew die, beaten, scarred. This shit is no more. After killing Todd, that's it, you know. It's time to start a new life. It's not about killing Walt anymore. No more lives need to be taken by Jesse, you know. So it's not, you know, that he's buddy with Walt now. But, you know, Jesse doesn't have to do this shit no more. He doesn't have to make these choices. He's done with this. So he's not the one to kill Walt. You know, this was just a fucking fantastic fucking finale, you know. Just great release, great tension, great adrenaline rush, just great writing, great camera work, and that's just so characteristic of the show in general. The greatest show of all time has come to an end. And it has been an amazing 5 seasons, and I think this show will live on and live on to be known as, if not the greatest, one of the greatest shows of all time. And people are going to continue to make their friends watch it. And it's, you know, the bar is set high for future television shows with this. I mean, it's not often you come along to, like, just, like, fucking... I mean, it looks like a movie. You know, I remember back with TV shows, they looked amateurish. You know, you could tell they were TV shows. This looks like, you know, great fucking filmmaking, great movie making. Like, you could see this on a big screen. Just thank you to everybody, the cast and crew, Vince Gilligan, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul, everybody who was involved with this show. And it has been a hell of a ride. You know, the DVD set will come out in November. I'm sure it's going to be on a lot of people's Christmas wish lists. Rewatch all this. Rewatch with their friends who've never seen it. Let me know what you thought of the finale. Let me know your greatest moments of Breaking Bad, your greatest episodes, your characters, whatever. Just thank you to everybody who was involved with Breaking Bad. It's been an awesome run. I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.